All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Riley O'Dean with Your Boat Ain't Worth That. So today we had a very interesting situation where I've been in the boat game for a very long time, and I didn't have anybody do anything. I'm not even friends with them. I'm in this group, and somebody said, hey, here's a couple photos of the boat that I am looking at, and I would generally like everybody's opinion and see like if this is a good deal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today is your day, and honestly, let's shout out this gentleman who suggested all this. Gosh, I don't want to lose the listing, so I won't. That's honestly probably a good thing that we're not going to shout him out. So here is the situation, guys. Imagine in this 2004 Ranger 195 VS. Okay, let's look at it. So this car, or this boat right here, I have not, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing this all on the fly, because I told him, I'm like, hey, tell me how much that he wants for it, and I'll do a video on it. Okay, just because this channel is called Your Boat Ain't Worth That does not mean that we just highlight boats that are not actually worth what the sellers are asking. So let's get back into it. Okay, just needed to tell you that. So let's check it out. Powerful 195 19-foot bass boat with so with a Yamaha 200 VMAX HPDI. This is not the 3-liter, this is a 2.6. 998 and a Minn Kota trolling motor. We'll come back to the trolling motor. We're going to go through the pictures. We're going to be very thorough here, even though this is on the fly. Boat sits on a single axle trailer. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, okay, if you can avoid a single axle trailer, do it. Okay, I'm not saying this boat isn't a good deal. Look at these pics. Honestly, if you're going to take these pictures, take it outside of a storage garage, even if you don't even own a unit there, because it does not send a good message. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to tell you, the last time I saw that graph was at least 6+ years ago. So, not factory original cover. Prop actually looks in good shape. I'm glad they took a picture of that. The boat does look clean. And I know like some of you are literally right now being like, Riley, why are you chopping this boat up? I am not chopping this boat up. I'm like one of the most direct creators, or any human being you've ever met. Okay, like in my mind, there's no other way to be. So, judging from the pictures, here's what I have to tell you. Missing a tandem axle trailer, which is very important, okay? Situationally, it's important. If in all honesty, you need to really get the boat like 2 to 3 hours, or even 6 to 7, or even 9 to 10 hours back to where you're from and get it to your house, but situationally, you fish like just local lakes, the single axle trailer is fine. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is 2026. Okay, there's no exact science to this. Okay, but that's why you have somebody like me that can obviously notice those kind of things. Okay, this guy did not tell like how many hours were on the boat, but I feel like the guy who posted it said there was around only like 200 or maybe even 150 to 200 hours. So that is kind of something that we need to talk about. Okay, so like I said, this is all on the fly. Okay, so let's be basic here and just say that the boat is 20 years old when in reality it's 22 years old. Okay, and if it has 200 hours, that the reality is that it was only getting 15 to 20, maybe even 25 hours a year total. Okay, probably 10 minimum, just 10. Maybe more than that 1 year, maybe less than that the next year. But I'm not going to rant. Okay, let's get into what this boat is worth on the fly. So, I already had JD Power pulled up. And we're looking for 195. He just said VS, so we're just going to go here. Your zip code usually doesn't matter. But I actually wanted to show you my process through this, because if you decide that you're going to like look at any more of my videos, I really want you to actually have clarity on what I do to get my quotes and form my opinion. So right here on the length, I just do 1 foot beyond how long the boat is. This boat does not have a detachable tongue. If it is detachable tongue, it is not the same as a foldaway. If I am wrong on that, please let me know. It does actually have fiberglass fenders. Those are fiberglass, even though they're not a typical Comanche. Fiberglass fender. Come on now. There we go. There's still fiberglass. I'm going to assume it has surge brakes. It does have a spare tire and carrier. But here's one thing I'm just going to tell you right here. This is something you need to pay attention to. That is not a original Ranger seat. That is like a Tempest brand. That's original. So no butt seat here. Just saying. And it looks like it has a Minn Kota Ultrex on it. We'll talk about that in a second. All right. So average retail value for this is going to be 15. Get out of there. 15,345. Case is coming undone. So the real answer, the real question here is this boat really worth that? And honestly, I would say that if you are very close to that area and situationally, you're not a tournament fisherman. Okay? If you are a tournament fisherman, this is not the boat for you. Okay? It doesn't even have a spot lock trolling motor on it. Wait. It does have a spot lock trolling motor on it. I don't care if it's 80 or it is a 112 or higher, newer Ultrex. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now what my opinion on this is. I think this seller will take $17,995. If you got your monies together, I think you could get this boat for $17,995. Okay, that's $18,000. Okay, so the boat books out for $15,345. That Ultrex is $3,500 at least, brand new. Maybe it's 80. Okay, so maybe it's only 28. Take half of 28. That's $1,400. We're gonna take 15,400 plus 1,400. And we're going to be at 16,800. Okay? You have to understand that when you're buying boats that are originally built very well, you need to expect to pay about $1,000 more. And that's about all the more I'm like really willing to say it's worth, unless it is absolutely mint. Do you have a boat that you're looking at that you want my opinion on? Ladies and gentlemen, I have fished tournaments for 20 years and I've been around bass boats for 30 years. Talk to me. Consider subscribing if this is your thing. If anything, please like the video if you enjoyed this content. Thanks, guys. I will see you in the next video.